What's good, Ohio? So this is the Ohio Cannabis Coalition, aka OHCANN's website, as you can see up here, OHCANN.com. And they say they're working to enhance and improve the Ohio cannabis industry. Now, just a heads up, this is the same lobbying group that a lot of the major or major cannabis companies in Ohio are under the umbrella of. This is an industry group. This is not a consumer rights group. This isn't a patient rights group. Now, on Ohio Cannabis Report, which I run on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok as well, Threads, we have a Substack. I know people have issues with a little bit of everything, but I have issued a boycott for OHCANN companies because OHCANN was one of the biggest pushers and lobbyers behind Senate Bill 56, which obviously created criminal penalties and fines for going up to Michigan, buying legally purchased cannabis, bringing it back. It also created fines and criminal penalties for open containers, for consuming in your car, for public consumption, discrimination laws for people that live in apartments or townhomes, discrimination in healthcare and employment opportunities as well. They also gutted the social equity part of issue 2, which would have given, communities and people most harmed by the war on drugs. It would have helped with expunging of records. Also would have helped fund education resources and helping underserved communities get involved in the legal cannabis space through owning a dispensary, cultivator, or processor. They also cut tier 3 in craft grow and sharing. You can still home grow up to 12 plants, 6 plants per adult in a house. So this is about OHCANN, right? The Ohio Cannabis Coalition. OHCANN is Ohio's leading trade association representing licensed cultivators, processors, dispensaries, and testing labs. OHCANN was formed to advocate and educate on behalf of our members. We work collaboratively with the regulators and legislators to enhance and improve the Ohio cannabis industry to ensure Ohioans have consistent access to safe supply of cannabis. Now let's mention, where were these people 6 decades ago, 60 years ago? Where were these people before 2017, before we got illegal medical and recreational? We've only had recreational for a year. Okay, so the power behind OHCANN. OHCANN is only as strong as the people, teams behind it. We are honored to have the strongest membership group in the country. So here's their mission statement. The Ohio Cannabis Coalition, OHCANN, is the leading unified voice of Ohio's legal, medical, and adult use cannabis industry, promoting safe, responsible, and consistent access to legal cannabis. We advocate and educate for cannabis safety, quality, and consistency. I have failed to see them do any education for the community, I'll tell you that. We promote policies, again, we promote policies, not me, but OHCANN, promote policies that will lead to a thriving cannabis industry that grows jobs and brings widespread economic benefit. They gutted the hemp industry, right? So those people that were creating hemp beverages, that invested in hemp, supplies, that hired people, hired consultants, a lot of those companies had to close or fire people. All right, so OHCANN licensee membership benefits include participation, eligible to attend OHCANN member meetings and join committees, marketing, access to daily news clips, newsletters, company name and logo featured on marketing materials, social media, and website. Leadership, eligible for board seat or to be on a committee chair. Voting rights for electing board members in leadership positions. FaceTime, face-to-face access to legislators at lobby day events. Networking, network with colleagues, legislators, and regulators at OHCANN receptions. Here are some of the standing committees. You have Policy Committee and Marketing and Education Committee. OHCANN's policy committees drive the association's agenda for productive and meaningful changes to Ohio's cannabis policy, with a focus on decreasing operational burdens and increasing safe access. The Policy Committee is responsible for working with regulatory agencies and the legislature to achieve its goals. The Coalition's Marketing Education Committee is responsible for directing the organization's public messaging and event schedule. The goal of this committee is to increase awareness and educate the public on the growth and success of the program, a leading voice for Ohio's cannabis industry since 2017. OHCANN was originally established in 2017 as the National Cannabis Industry Association of Ohio, NCIAO. an NCIA affiliate. In 2019, the association evolved to serve as the voice of Ohio's growing medical marijuana industry by maintaining a focus on statewide issues impacting our members as Ohio Medical Cannabis Industry Association, OMCIA. OHCANN's membership is composed of owners and operators of Ohio's premier Level 1 and Level 2 cultivators, processors, dispensaries, testing laboratories, and ancillary members. So here are OHCANN's members. OHCANN is only as strong as the people and teams behind it. So here are the members: Buckeye Relief, Amplify. That's basically the same company. Buckeye Relief is the cultivator processor, and Amplify is the dispensary. They've been a huge pusher for SB 56. Then you have Clutch Cannabis. Clutch Cannabis is actually, I just read an article that said they're being sued by Clutch Sports Group, which is owned by LeBron James's best friend, Rich Paul, which they say Clutch Cannabis is essentially leveraging the branding, the name behind Clutch, and people are getting confused with Clutch Cannabis and Clutch Sports Group. It's also founded in Akron, where LeBron James and Rich Paul are from. So that's a story to look into as well. I'll talk about it in a little bit. Then you have Fireland Scientific. You have Verilife Dispensary, Verdant Creations, The Landing Dispensary, The Forest, Sunnyside, Standard Wellness, Southern Ohio Botanicals, Smithers, Rise, Riviera Creek. You have Italian Herbs, Green Investment Partners, Green Thumb, Cresco, Franz Ward Attorneys at Law. Now, Franz Ward Attorneys at Law, Tom Herron was the big voice behind Issue 2. He was the one we always saw in the news and the media pushing Issue 2. He also stepped up and was a face of SB 56 alongside the executive director of OHCANN, Adrian Robbins. Bloom Medicinals, Appalachian Farm Processing, ACT Labs, Benaleaves, Backroad Wellness. Then you have Ice Miller, which is an attorney's office. You have Green Analytics, Advancing Cannabis Intelligence, Certified Dispensaries. They also have Cultivator Processor, I believe. Surfside, Dispot, Creative Packaging Logistics, Mavunu, which was the only black-owned vertically integrated company, and then they got sued by a MSO, and they lost their cultivation and processing, so I believe they only now have dispensaries, and that family is based out of Cleveland. You have McMahon Insurance, you have Dutchy, CP Labs, Cannabis Testing, you have King City Gardens, you have HBK, Story Cannabis, Uplift, Shangri-La. Then you have AWH, Ascend Wellness Holdings. You have Locals Cannabis, Right Pack Credit Union, Inc. You have Curaleaf, INSA, Dope Automation. I forget what the G is. And then Kegler, Brown, Hill, and Ritter. And then these are the executives behind OHCANN. So David Bowling's the executive director. Adrian Robbins is the deputy executive director. Literally became the deputy executive director like a year ago. She used to work in the news. So she went from the news to being a lobbyist to being the main voice of the cannabis industry. Not the cannabis community, not folks on the ground, not the craft growers, not the community members that have been disproportionately impacted by decades-long war on drugs. Yeah, they just taking over, you know what I mean? Then you have Dave Hannon, director of finance. And then they put out this article, OHCANN did, the day before SB 56 went into law, March 20th. SB 56 takes effect, closing loopholes and protecting Ohio consumers. Columbus, Ohio, OHCANN, the Ohio Cannabis Coalition, is applauding the implementation of Senate Bill 56, which takes effect March 20th, 2026, marking a significant step towards protecting Ohioans from unsafe intoxicating THC products sold outside the state's regulated cannabis system. Quote, SB 56 gives law enforcement clear authority to ensure the intoxicating THC products are no longer freely sold to children through thousands of locations in Ohio, end quote, said David Bowling, executive director of OHCANN. Quote, this law will prevent unregulated products from reaching children and strengthen public safety across Ohio. Intoxicating hemp products being sold across the state aren't made from hemp grown on small Ohio family farms. They are illegal marijuana and chemicals imported from California or China. Under SB 56, these products will finally be classified as marijuana, which is illegal to grow, manufacture, or sell in Ohio without a license issued by the Division of Cannabis Control. Quote, the retailers of these products are traffickers of dangerous, illegal drugs to children and have never been involved in the legal Ohio market. Part 2 coming next.